Hey guys, bow hunting RadNek here with a RadNek review of the Flambeau Master buck decoy. And I've been using this for a couple of years now, so I have a good idea of how it works. Actually going to show you a buck that I snort wheezed in using this decoy a couple of years ago. Decent sized buck. So stay tuned for that at the end of this quick review. So let's get this episode rolling.
Father, teach me to trust when your thinking is unknowable, when I lack the capacity to understand. For you have proven your trustworthiness and your love beyond measure. Your Son sent to the cross for my sin, what a treasure.
Alright, let me give you my opinion on this. Like I said, I've been using it for a couple of years now, so I have a good idea of how it'll work. The pros on this decoy is, as you can see, it's really lifelike. I really like that. Also, it seems to attract the deer. At least it works for me. It's also plastic. It's actually pretty light as well. I would not say you could pack this into the backcountry, but it is very light to maneuver and get around. Made out of plastic, so you're not going to have to worry about banging this thing up. Also, another thing is it's very compact. As you can see, when it came in the box, it only has the body itself. Everything else fits inside. So when you have to lug this thing around, everything is nice and tight and packed inside, so you're not going to lose all the pieces. Some of the negatives on this, there are a few negatives. The first thing is these legs, when you put them together, they could do a better job, I think, of those plastic pieces, because you can strip those things that hold the legs on. I guess they would be caps or something for like a plastic bottle or something that they use. It's a good concept, but it could be a little more sturdy. Also it is top or front heavy, so this thing does stand up on its own, as you can see, but it is, if you get a 8 to 10 mile an hour wind, it'll blow it over, guarantee you. And because it's top heavy, what I do to compensate for that is I have this, put a stake in the back here, and then I drilled a little hole right here, and then you can, this hole here, and I put this string like this. It's got a string that goes through it, and then I just tie it off on this stake right here. So that eliminates that problem of being top heavy or falling over. So all in all, I would give this a 4.5 star. It's pretty close to a 5 star. It really does attract the deer. In my book, best thing is if the thing works to pull in the deer, and I guarantee it does, because I'm going to show you in a minute. But other than that, I guess in the hill country, I'm in Texas, so our deer aren't this big. This is obviously a Midwestern deer, maybe an Iowa buck with a big body. Our deer don't get this big a body. We're doing good if we get a buck that's mature at 150 pounds probably. So they don't get that big down here in Texas unless you're behind a high fence ranch where they bring in all the deer from all over the U.S. To breed them there, but it does work. The buck I called in using this deer decoy was probably about a 4.5 year old buck, and he wasn't that big. The body wasn't that big. He was probably a 130-pound deer, and so this didn't scare him off. He was ready to come up and whoop on this boy's butt when he comes in. So anyways, watch this hunt. Good morning. We got us a beautiful, beautiful sunrise coming up behind me over here. We are back in the ladder stand. It is just about shooting light right now. So we've got Mr. Decoy out there. And I'm going to do a little grunting and rattling again. Today the weather's calling for more of the same as yesterday. Hot weather. So there is just the afternoon and evening is just shut down completely. There's nothing coming. So I'm going to sit in the blind this morning till probably around 10 or 11 this morning. And then I've got some work to do around the ranches. So about 15 minutes into shooting light, had this doe come into the middle feeder. So I just sat back and watched her, and she was feeding. I had no interest in shooting a doe because I only had one buck tag left. So I saw this big boy out about 100 yards, and he had seen the decoy, so he was coming in, and man, my heart was pounding. I was ready for him to come all the way in and shoot him, as I could tell he was a good buck. But he noticed, I think, that doe at the feeder. So he turned 90 degrees and started heading right towards the middle feeder. And then my heart sank because I'm thinking, oh boy. So I tried a few grunts to try to get him to come back, but he just kept going towards the feeder. So watch this play out. I'm really sorry for this footage, but my tree is rocking and rolling from the wind, so it's hard to keep this camera steady. That second snort wheeze really got his attention. He's ready to come take care of business now.
Wouldn't you know it, he comes right into the spot where it blocks the camera, but I'm not looking at the viewfinder, I'm just pointing the camera. I'm trying to focus on getting ready to shoot.
Wacko. Perfect.
I had judged him at about 30 yards, and so I used my 30-yard pin a little bit low, and he was actually only about 26, 27 yards, but that second arrow took care of the issue.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that buck right there might even be bigger than the one I shot 3 weeks ago. We're tagged out. I hit him high, obviously spined him, and then I followed up with a shot to finish him off, but we gave him plenty of time there. But man, am I excited. This has been a 2-buck year. Hope you guys enjoyed that little review of the Flambeau buck, decoy buck. He's right out there. Same spot where I killed that buck. Only I was in that tree on that side because the wind's blowing this way. Bad wind for that tree set over there. So we're on this side tonight. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the little reminder bell, and we will get some reminder to you every time we put out a new video. So this is a bow hunting RadNek. Thank you for watching.